So I am in the offices of Ace Team, right? That's what you call yourselves, right?
Yeah.
Ace Team. And they are responsible for Xenoclash 2. What did you, didn't you do one before, like Rock of Ages or something?
Rock of Ages was in between Xenoclash 1 and Xenoclash 2.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I actually haven't played that yet. I need to pick that up. I hear good things about it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a funny game.
Yeah, that's cool. For those that don't know, my cousin is actually responsible for Dino D-Day, which is an independent first-person shooter available on Steam. And I interned a little bit while I was there with him, learning to code, and Dino D-Day is on the Source Engine. Abe went to a game developers conference. Xenoclash was on the Source Engine. And you guys met at Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, probably what, 2009?
It must have been around 2009. Exactly.
Something like that.
Something like that. If it wasn't, it was 2010.
Right. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds correct. And so you guys are like the only two Source developers. So you sit together at the lunch table, right? That's how it works.
Yeah. I remember that we had like that in common because actually the amount of game developers that were working on Source was pretty low. I mean, Valve have this really amazing engine, but they weren't as much interested in outsourcing the engine as Epic, for instance, with Unreal. So it was much maybe less prepared to like do whatever games you wanted to do with. You were basically getting yourself.
Like it was used a lot for modding teams, but
for modding teams,
like completely new to me.
It didn't have the tools, they weren't as mature as the tools.
Yeah, Source or Steam didn't really make money from or Valve didn't make money from licensing their engine. It is very internal. So you guys had plenty to talk about there. But then a little later, Xenoclash was released, and then it was time. About that. So anyway, long story short, you came to the United States for something, and that's where I met you in the Dino D-Day team. Burgers? Oh, In-N-Out. You experienced California In-N-Out, which was
these burgers, you have to taste these burgers. The true Californian burgers.
Yes.
They were awesome.
They are a wonderful thing, the In-N-Out burgers. So that was awesome. So we met there, and anyway, you guys you just announced a new game. Like what, Monday? Tuesday? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. So by all means, go ahead and tell us all about it. It's what was the name again?
The name of the game is Abyss Odyssey. It's a 2D action platformer where with a really big emphasis on fighting. It has like a fighting engine, almost as much as developed as what you would find in a first one-on-one traditional fighting game. It has some roguelike elements, and it's with the visual art style of Art Nouveau. So it's an interesting game. I think it follows a bit the tradition of a theme of mixing genres. We have this maybe roguelike 2D platformer with a procedural generated environment, but on the other side you have this really sophisticated fighting engine. So you're getting two experiences mixed together that maybe you won't find in either of these genres separated. And that's pretty much what the game is about. There's still a lot of stuff we haven't even mentioned to the press and things that we're saving for future interviews.
Sure. Yeah, I just saw a video of it. Looks pretty interesting. I mentioned it sort of reminded me of Trine a little bit, just the art direction and kind of the characters a little bit. But yeah, definitely the combat looked a lot more involved. Oh, sure. Yeah. Over the traffic.
This is something that's horrible about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Right in front of one of the busiest streets.
Yeah.
The noise is unbearable.
Yeah, that's understandable. but...
This is actually our air conditioning system is opening this door.
This door right here.
Open,
Yes.
and letting the air flow from the hallway
Outside.
outside.
Yes.
So
Very...
Yeah, the building is so old that the electrical system wouldn't tolerate air conditioning.
Oh, yeah, that's what I hear. So, now you see the lengths that Ace Team goes to give you games. This is what they put up with. Let's do a quick tour of the office.
That's almost
There you go.
that's pretty much it, except for another small room. But
yeah, there's a tiny room back there, but that's it. This is programming over here. You said that's art over there. You're the head of the art. The art direction. Art 2, yeah. That's cool. And there's 3 brothers on this team, right? You said you have 2 brothers on this team? Or 1 brother?
We're 3 brothers. It's Andres, who's on the other room right now. It's me. We're both the twin brothers, Andres and Carlos. And Edmundo is the 3rd brother, and that's where the Ace comes from. It's actually Andres, Carlos, and Edmundo. Like,
oh yeah, I forgot about that. There's just the 3 initials.
It's not the most creative name, but that's how it started. How it started. They actually started with, I think the first Ace Team game that we labeled as Ace Team was probably the mod Batman Doom. We made a mod for Doom 2 that was basically we changed the entire world, everything from demons and everything to Batman elements. You're Dark Knight and you have to fight the enemies of Batman.
Yeah.
The funny story is that the game, that was maybe 1998, around that time. It's pretty old. And just yesterday or the day before, I got an email of someone who ported it into a new source port so that he could play co-op, and he wants to sort of do like a play session and record it or something. And it's so funny. And like, people still play
Doom, Batman Doom?
Batman Doom.
No, but if you think of it like movies and other things, it's easy to see them many years later. But something that's from '98, it surprises us. Oh, someone is still playing that? It kind of makes me sad sometimes to think that maybe 40 years from now it will be impossible to play so many games.
Yeah, that's true.
Old game. Although, I mean, at the same time, you can get any NES game you want on your phone. You know, it might actually get easier to.
He has a good point there that it's not that people aren't playing the old games anymore. I say that it's a mod of a game that's old.
That's surprising, yeah. But it is Batman in Doom. You know,
If it was Zan, which is exactly Edmundo made a mod which was really cool, and its name was Zan.
No.
No one played that.
Yeah.
Because it's not Batman.
Yeah, exactly, of course. But yeah, that's the whole operation here. And but yeah, for those of you that don't know, Ace Team is in Chile. I don't know if a lot of your fans know that or not, but yeah, this is where they're based, and
I think a lot of people know that we're Chilean, but I don't know if a lot of people actually know.
I mean, people who go into the forums and stuff, I bet they do, but just from looking at the games,
it would be very hard to actually tell that we are, because if you think of it, the first game, Xeno Clash, the sources of inspiration are actually punk fantasy, and we had illustrations of John Blanche, we had Bosch paintings, we had Dali, so a lot of European influences for that. Then comes Rock of Ages, Monty Python, British humor,
right.
Nothing to do with
again, like art history stuff.
Art history
mostly
stuff, mostly European. And for Abyss, we're doing stuff with Art Nouveau, though the setting of the game is in Chile. So there's actually more Chilean stuff, which maybe only Chilean people will be able to actually recognize.
Yeah, like
really?
Some places are modeled after real locations, so people will recognize. Oh, I know that building.
Oh, really?
There's actually the interior of a church, which is a famous church here in Chile. But I think any other person from anywhere else in the world will go inside and say, "Oh, a church!" Like anyone I've ever seen in Castlevania or whatever. I mean, It's just a church.
Big fancy church from a long time ago.
But it has like added value that it's authentic.
Yeah, no, it's an authentic church.
Yeah.
There's also, I don't know if you visited Cerro Santa Lucia?
No.
Okay, well, that's one of the sites that many tourists see here in Santiago. It's like this cerro is
Hill that...
like this hill which has like a structure.
Well, one of the first forts the Spaniards built to defend themselves from what was in Cerro Santa Lucia.
Cerro Santa Lucia.
Is it? It's in the city, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it right next to the Santa Lucia metro station?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it. I haven't been in it.
Yeah, the yellow one. They have like this.
Yeah.
Municipality is a yellow building, and if you go farther up...
Yeah, it's just really it looks really cool. It's very, very fancy looking, fort from...
We actually went with a camera, and we took dozens of pictures of the place, and we recreated it.
More like hundreds.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the moment we were sort of testing out a sort of technology which recreates the geometry, the stuff based on pictures. But that actually works a lot better for like localized, simple elements. Like you might do one statue,
Like you have an object and you can take hundreds of pictures like all around it.
Oh, like a 360 camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily a 360 camera, but you take pictures from very different locations of the same object.
Oh, okay, I get it.
While in an environment, to get a ton of pictures of every single little piece, finally the 3D reconstruction is much more difficult to get right.
Oh, wow.
But
Wow, that's very involved.
So we eventually went there to take the pictures, and when we tried to put it in the program, it exploded. So I think handmade it. It was made in the balls.
Yeah. That sounds like it.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it's in the game. You can see like it's part of the sample sometimes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess some of these elements they're going to be there, and Chilean people are going to say, "Hey, that's our culture," but
Yeah.
average. And
Everyone else is like, this is a cool fort.
Just cool fort.
Yeah. Hey. But well, now I need to go like visit it myself just to see it. But all right, cool. Well, I'll go ahead and let you guys get off camera here. But thank you very much. It was very nice to have you for my the tens of people that I will show this to. All right. Thanks, guys.